Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 39 of my Bloodborne effective run. In the last episode we took down Lawrence, and defeating Lawrence gives us this beast embrace room. When equipped, it turns us into a beast. There are no bosses left that will present the challenge that Lawrence did for us. That being said, if you are struggling with Mergo's wet nurse, it's not a bad idea to equip the highest defense gear and equip the best, the best defense runes, as well as maybe a max HP up rune if you're struggling. But Mergo's not going to give us much trouble. Mergo's a relatively easy boss, Mergo's wet nurse is. And this is technically the first final boss in Bloodborne. So in order to beat the game, you need to defeat at least one of 3 bosses, and that at least one is Mergo. Mergo's wet nurse. It's hard to say. It's kind of hard to place who Mergo is. But it's believed that Mergo is the child of a great one, that the Mensis scholars are worshipping or preserving or guarding within this dream. And it is also believed that the non-Great One host for Mergo, who's had her baby taken from her, is the Pthumerian Queen. So talk about a long, I don't know if gestation period's the right word, but a long period with which to grow. Kind of like Baby Yoda, how Baby Yoda's like super old comparatively to a human, but is still an infant. And Mergo is no exception here. And in fact, they've had to facsimile a special caretaker for Mergo that lasts long enough, and that is Mergo's wet nurse, which
Welcome home, good hunter.
I don't know if the hunter has enough insight to see. Even at 99, nothing changes with the appearance of Mergo's wet nurse. So unless we find a way to get 100 and there's some sort of flag for that, we're never actually going to know what Mergo's wet nurse actually looks like. So we start off in the end of our battle with Mikolash, and instead of going around the entire castle, we're going to use the shortcut we unlocked when we were here last time. The strategy for Mergo's wet nurse you're going to find very familiar. I'm going to be using beast blood pellets and bolt paper. Bolt paper doesn't add a tremendous amount of damage, but it adds enough, and in combination with beast blood, we're just going to be trying to out-damage her. I do have a better attack strategy than what is shown on screen, but it's a very small, minute change, and I'll point it out when we get here. Here's the Pthumerian Queen. It's implied that her baby was stolen right out of her belly. Right here is kind of what I assume. And she's hoping to get access to her. And she's also a really tough boss fight, as we can see right here as I've one-shot her. Ultimately, if you go through the Pthumeru Chalice dungeons and you make it all the way through, this is the final boss. So, she does have her own fight that you can participate in. After the culmination of all their research, they've come across Mergo and have started worshipping them, or have decided to help raise Mergo to see what comes of them. This crying we've been hearing since we've defeated Rom. It is implied that it is Mergo. And here we have Mergo's last guardian. Mergo's sustenance even. An invisible person with arms that we can see. Several arms, in fact. The flailing attacks are more of just a zone of damage. So it's kind of hard to just straight up dodge a singular blade. And I don't really recommend trying to do it. I recommend just getting behind. Now, I do recommend starting off with the L1R1 attack to build your Beast Blood all the way up. And of course we want to stay behind Mergo, but Mergo's Wetners, not in front of her. Once you do get that all the way up, just do straight R1s. From what I understand, that does more damage, so at this point, I should just be doing R1s. Not that it makes a huge difference. Mergo's Wetners is quite an easy boss. We don't even really need the damage help to get through. See, that health just goes down. Now, what's going to happen here is I make the wrong decision because I think I'm just strong enough to get through it. But I try to get behind Mergo here, and I pay for it quite dearly. However, here's where the wrong decision comes up. So when the sky turns purple like this, instead of fighting, you need to run. Run around the circle, and you're seeing why. I get away with it, and with health this low, I can eventually get in an attack that's going to finish the boss fight. But if you just sprint around the dungeon, or the arena rather, you'll defeat Mergo's Wetners. Or, I mean, well, that attack will cease, and you'll have an opportunity to fight Mergo's Wetners on normal footing. Words can be hard sometimes. And then, strangely, after defeating Mergo's Wetners, we actually have to wait a little bit, in a tragic sense, for the crying of the baby to stop. Once that crying does stop, we get the Nightmare Slain message, similar to how we saw after defeating the smoke being in the Hamlet. This is our final third umbilical cord. This is what we need. You need to pop 3 of them in order to have the final boss. I want to thank you for watching. I hope that your Bloodborne playthrough is going well for you. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe, and let's get through this pandemic together.